Hey traders, Nick here, back from vacation. Haven't done a video in a while. Bit rusty. Let's see if we can get it done on this one. We're looking at UAL. They reported today is the 20th of July. They reported earnings after hours, and the stock is down somewhere down here. In fact, if I go to a 5-minute chart, it can show it. It's down from an initial spike tremendously. So what can we do from here? Caveat, I cannot stand the business. I say this because last night I was flying them and they sucked, quite frankly. And I did not have a cheap ticket, folks. Wow, the level of incompetence at every level, except for the people helping us in the cabin. They were super helpful. But up to the chair, unbelievable incompetence on all levels. I mean, like basic things. Oh my gosh, how do they do business? I don't know. Anyway, how can I trade this? So I'm going to show the simple lines. This is a daily chart. Now looking at this chart, earnings or not, let's say I didn't know that they reported earnings and that they dropped to here. What can I say about this chart? They fell from here to here and they recovered almost half. So if somebody said this morning, hey, what about UAL? Do you think I should buy some calls or buy shares? I would say this is not an obvious entry point. Why not? Because they recovered almost half the drop and they just rallied non-stop 25%. Most definitely a situation where I'm chasing. If somebody bought calls or shares up here, they're not part of my group, and they should probably check their emotions next time and just look left. So what also look left and see how, if I slice, see that green line where it was today? This was the close today, the green line. Just look left and see how many times that green line played an important role. Look at how many bases of big candles that happened to provide. We're going back. Check it out. We're going back. Where are we at now? Let's go weekly. This is the green line. Look at this. This was 2016. This was 2014. This was 2008. The crash of 2008. Look at this. They went bankrupt before that. That's why they're here. What? That was the IPO, the re-IPO. Okay, so if somebody bought it today, they definitely were not looking back. I didn't know that. I just found that out with you. But I'm not trading it. So what do I do now? Okay, if I'm not long the stock tomorrow, I would look into, I'll show you my lines. So the stock is down here after hours. Trust me, 38.7, something like that, down here. So it's falling into a prior base. Look, I said, look, I did this arrow, this box, and this box after hours, and this one after hours, because somebody asked. So I said, buy the dip zone. What does that mean? It should be falling into support. And I said, look left. I've said this before. This one. This has been here for a while. Buy the dip zone. And it worked. Under duress, extreme duress. This was the giant June drop in the market. That was hellacious. So it should work. This line is exceptionally important to my eye. So support here, support below that. So if somebody wants to panic tomorrow and buy a put spread, I may be willing to sell it to them and make money off of them. I would consider this a tactical trade, nowhere near being a conviction level trade. What the point of this video is not to tell you to take the trade. In fact, I say do not take the trade unless you know what you're doing. I'm saying that shorting it after the drop is probably wrong. I would expect buyers to step in just from the chart itself. I have no idea what they said. Don't care. This is a tactical trade based on the charts only. I am a fundamental investor, but this is a tactical trade setup from the charts. Do I buy calls? Heck no. I don't expect a bounce. I expect support. Different than saying a bounce. Now, who would buy calls or shares? Somebody who was looking to buy them today. They just got the opportunity. There's like a bird outside my office. Sounds like an owl. You hear that? What is that? Anyway, so the opportunity is for somebody that wants to invest long term, fine. You just got a haircut of whatever it's falling at after hours. But if you're looking to buy a call for this week or next week for a rebound, that's not for me. We also have the Fed next week and a slew of gigacap. What is that thing out there? I should go check it out. That sounds pretty cool. Okay, so that's it on UAL. First of all, I don't like the airlines. Second of all, don't take my word for it. Look at their financials. Ooh. Okay, so before COVID, they were already not great. 37, 38, 36, 38, 41, 43. Hey, we're doing great. And then 15, COVID, hey, pass. 25, 29, still well below. So they have a lot of repairs to do. That's their sales line, okay? So here's the scary part. 2 billion in losses. So let's see how much of that 2 billion is actual cash bleed. If we go to the overview tab. So great, operating cash is no longer negative now. So they're not actually borrowing to exist anymore. They're somewhat generating their own cash. That is a tremendous improvement. So that's a positive. I expected it to be worse, to be honest. I didn't know what it looked like. There's no PE because of the situation they're in. Price to sales is meaningless. It's as cheap as it's ever been, but it's not a growth stock, so it's a meaningless statistic. So really the only thing I can say is that they are trying to get out from a hole that they were dealt. Nothing through their fault, but the fact that they were bad to begin with, climbing out from a hole is exceptionally hard. So they're not my pick. If they're rallying, so is the SPY. But they do have fans on the stock market, so that's why I bother with it. Again, support, yes. Upside enthusiasm, Selling puts or put spreads to trade it, fine. And selling puts, not for me. I don't want to own the shares. Anyway, so that's my take on United.